What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel Casper's Kicks once again. Look, I know it's been a minute since I posted a long video, but I've been posting a bunch of shorts on the channel. So if you're into the shorts, go and check out those. I've been posting those like as much as possible just because it's easy to put out that content for y'all and just give y'all quick updates over the long videos like I have not been doing. I know I've been saying I'm gonna get back to posting consistently, but I haven't been buying shoes like that, and it just hasn't been a bunch of sneaker news going around lately that I just can't cover in a short. So that's the only reason I haven't been around. But I do have a review for y'all today, and that is over the Air Jordan 4 Wet Cement. So going to be talking about these today and give y'all my thoughts and opinions on them. But let's get into it. So the Air Jordan 4 Wet Cement is an inspiration for the Paris Olympics, which is currently going on right now. This is the second week of the Olympics, but we did get this Jordan 4. Of course, we've had the Olympic 7s previously, but now we have these Air Jordan 4 Wet Cement. Now, like I mentioned, it does take inspiration from the Olympics and just the City of Lights, which is Paris itself. And there's kind of different inspirations that these can be pulled from. I don't think Nike has put out like an official story for these, but one is just the streets of Paris, the concrete that's there, which is where this gray colorway could come from. But in addition, the Olympic medals has a piece of the Eiffel Tower in the medals, and that gray is also like an iron type steel material, kind of from, like I mentioned, from the Eiffel Tower, that is also present in the Olympic medals. So that could be the other inspiration for where these shoes come from. Like I mentioned, Nike never really put out a official story for these, so there's kind of different places you can pull an inspiration from. But just jumping into the review on these, so starting off with the box. Now we do have an all gray tone box. You do see the gray Jumpman logo on the box as well. Now this is a textured box, and you can hear it. It's almost like a sandpaper type material on here. That is all over the entire box. So it's just that same texture material. Even on the bottom of the box, it's all over the place. I do like y'all know, if y'all watched this channel before, I love special boxes, and this one's no different. I think this is a very nice box. I love the detail with this one. So I think Nike did a good job with these. Now going to the label reads Air Jordan 4 Retro SE, and the color on here is smoke gray and iron gray. This is the size 11.5 in men's, so of course my personal size, and of course I think I'm going to keep these as of right now. Now going to the inside of the box, this is the lid right there, and then going to the paper, you do have the speckled paper with these, and these shoes do come individually wrapped, so just a heads up, if you do get a pair, they do come individually wrapped. And then last but not least in the box, these do have the YDM sticker in here as well. Alright, now jumping back to the shoe. So once again, this is the Air Jordan 4 Wet Cement. You'll see maybe the Air Jordan 4 Paris Olympics as well. They've got two different names, but the official name is the Wet Cements. But it is an all gray Jordan 4. It's two-tone gray. It's got different materials on here. Nubuck, leather, and suede are all present on this shoe. And Nike even gives you a little tag right here just letting you know about the materials on here. The tag reads, "Please note, due to the nature of nubuck leather material, characteristic scratches on upper should be expected." So just a heads up from Nike about potential scratches on this shoe. But just jumping into the shoe and giving you all my overall thoughts on it, I think it's a very nice shoe. Gray is a very easy shoe that goes with a lot of different things, and I think this shoe will go with a lot of different outfits depending on how you play with it. I think they did a very good job with this shoe. It's not like comparing it to the Olympic 7s where it's multiple colors on that shoe. This one is a lot more toned down in my opinion, but it's still not a bad shoe. Now of course I'll show you all the outsole. We'll just kind of work through the shoe. So like I mentioned, all gray outsole, Jordan Jumpman there in the middle. And then just continuing up, you do have, like I mentioned, a mixture of nubuck and suede on the upper, and you almost have like the cracked leather material here as well that we've seen on some of the other shoes, but that's on the front of the toe box. And then like I mentioned, just nubuck and suede on the rest of the upper. Now one of the differences with this Jordan 4 compared to other Jordan 4s is it doesn't have that regular netting that we're used to seeing. This one has almost like a pressed netting, and you see that here as well, and then on the other side too. Now I was like scrolling, doing some research, scrolling through comments, and one comment that I saw, somebody mentioned like how you would go and maybe like press your hands into the concrete or right in the concrete. You almost have this pressed netting, which would be a cool representation of that. just like because you're pressing into the netting like you'd be pressing into concrete. I don't know if that's really the case with these, but I thought that was just a cool like thing that could be an inspiration behind the press netting. But like I mentioned, it is a difference that is on this Jordan 4 than what we've seen with the other Jordan 4s. And same with the tongue. The tongue does not have a stitched on tag. It actually has a pressed tag on there, and so it's literally like it's in the tongue of the shoe. It's not an actual sewn on tag. So that's another difference with this one. But outside of that, I think everything else is pretty much the same with the Jordan 4s. You do see the back heel tab on here as well, the Jordan Jumpman on the back, and then the heel tab there. And then, like I mentioned, I think earlier, you do have gray laces with these. No additional laces with this shoe, but gray laces look absolutely fine. And then going to the back of the tongue, you do have that suede tongue back there. Air Jordan tongue tag on the back as well. Going to the insole, you do have a gray insole. You do have the side sticker there, black on the back of the insole. And then these do come with a paper shoe tree. So overall, I think the shoe in itself is very nice. I like what they did with the shoe. I think, like I mentioned earlier, gray goes with a lot of different things, so you will have plenty different outfits to wear this shoe with if you want to. Now, with it being tied to the Olympics, what I'd like to see kind of more of an Olympic thing with the shoe. Of course, I think something maybe like the Eiffel Tower on here, the Olympic rings on here, maybe a couple more colors on here. I don't know what exactly I would like with this shoe, but if you're going to tie it to the Olympics, I think it would be cool just to have a more of an Olympic theme on this shoe. And that is easily noticeable compared to just an all gray, like, hey, this is the wet cement Jordan 4. Just because, like, looking at the shoe, you wouldn't know that it's drawing inspiration from the Olympics. But, like, the Olympic 7s, they have the different colors on there. You kind of have an idea of what that shoe is for. Whereas these is kind of like, it's just a regular, you'd think it's just a regular gray 4. Unless you just knew what the inspiration was being drawn from. But like I mentioned, I like the shoe. I think the shoe, outside of like the inspiration part, I think the shoe was done very well. I like the two-tone gray on here. I think it's just a simple Jordan 4 that you will be able to wear with a lot of different things. But let me know how y'all feel about these. Did you end up copying the Air Jordan 4 wet cement? Looking at StockX, market on these is okay. Like the bigger size, of course, are going for a little bit over retail, whereas the smaller sizes are kind of sitting at retail. So if you're interested in these, you can still grab them. Just check your local sites, hopefully local stores, whatever. You can grab them hopefully for a good price. Retail price on these was $225, so they were already a more expensive Jordan 4. So you can just kind of decide what you want to pay and then go from there. But let me know how y'all feel about these. Did you end up copying? Did you end up passing on these? How do you feel about the Air Jordan 4 wet cement? And how do y'all feel about the Olympics going on right now? Anything crazy going on? I love track and field. That's what I've been watching so far. But I've watched everything in the Olympics so far. But track and field is my favorite sport in the Olympics. So I've been keeping up with that. But let me know how I feel about the Olympics. But as always, I do appreciate y'all for stopping in. Go and subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button. All the notification bells so you can stay today when I post new content. And like I mentioned earlier, if you're interested in the short stuff, go check out my shorts. Like I mentioned, I've been posting a ton of shorts as almost every day, as often as I can. So go check those out. But as always, I do appreciate y'all for stopping in. Stay safe and stay blessed, and I'll catch y'all on the next video.